Okay, so another call in the books. Please excuse the disheveled doctor look. So I just wanted to make this quick video about what exactly happens after a call. So now it is about a little after 9 in the morning. I just finished a 16-hour call shift, diagnostic radiology call shift. And now what happens after the call? Like, what's the schedule like? And a lot of people are curious about that. A lot of my friends, it took a while for them to understand this concept, but when do I come back to work now? Tomorrow morning. So basically you get something called a post-call day. Post-call days are nice, but sometimes, they go by faster than others, and you have to really plan how you want to spend your post-call day. So basically I have no clinical responsibilities at this point. As soon as my shift was over, I finally was able to hand off the pager to the residents that are coming in the morning, and then my clinical duties for the day are done. There's conferences later on in the day, but I'm not responsible for them because now I'm off duty completely, which is nice. When you're pre-call, you still have to attend the conferences virtually, but now after your call, now you're off. So I really can't describe the feeling. It's a fantastic feeling when you finish your call shift and you hand off the pager and you're walking out of the hospital. It makes the call shift worth it. This feeling is always really good. Everyone's coming into work, but you're done. Your responsibilities are done, and then you go home. So now what? Everybody's routine is a little different. How do I spend my post-call days? Usually the way that it goes is even if I was able to get some rest at the hospital, which I was not, by the way, but even if I was able to get some rest last night, what I try to do is I try to take a small nap. Some days, if I'm extremely exhausted, I will extend it. And what do I mean by small nap? I'll sleep for like 2 hours. I know that's not the healthiest at times, but what I do is that way my cycle isn't messed up. My sleep-wake cycle isn't messed up too much, because I stayed awake all night. I worked from yesterday, essentially like afternoon, throughout the evening and throughout the night. Now, if I sleep for 2 hours, I'll wake up, I'll feel a little, refreshed-ish, and then I'll go to bed early at night, because tomorrow morning I have to be back here tomorrow morning again. So at least that's what I do. Some people stay awake. There's been times when events happen, many times, because I'm completely off all clinical duty. If we have events or if we have things going on, I'll try to plan it on my post-call day just so that I can just actually enjoy my life outside of the hospital. But, I don't really recommend it. I prefer to, even if I take a small nap, like 2 hours. So now what do? Do I eat? No, I don't eat. Actually, I had some food last night. It ends up being like early in the morning, like 3 or 4 in the morning is the last time I ate something. I spend the day, I'll take a quick nap. I'll get up, hydrate. I hydrate as much as I can, because that's how I feel like my body starts to feel better. You actually become really dehydrated on a call shift. No matter how much you drink, I just feel like you just get dehydrated. You're, moving around, you're doing everything that you do as a doctor overnight, and you don't realize what a toll it takes on your body. So I usually hydrate a lot. I'll sleep for like 2 hours, and after that I'll just do something to try to relax my mind. I'll spend time with the family, spend time with my kids. I have 2 little kids, by the way. I usually spend my post-call days with them, and then usually around early evening-ish I'll study for a little bit, maybe like 1 or 2 hours, and then I'll try to hit the bed early, because just to restart and come back to a normal routine tomorrow. And that's essentially it. I mean, now when I get home, I'll see my wife, see my kids, and then when I try to go to sleep, I usually put on something on YouTube, something completely like mindless. I don't have to think, and I usually just knock out while watching something completely mindless just to like unwind. I also have a little bit of a commute. Some days when I'm tired, I will stay over here and just sleep. If I've done like a 26-hour shift and I feel like I'm not up for the drive, I won't do it. But I do have a little bit of a commute. It's about 20 minutes or so, sometimes 30. But for me, it works. I've gotten so used to having the commute, and it helps me decompress my mind before I even head home, because I usually don't like bringing my work home. That's also a skill you gain after years of taking call. You are interacting with people throughout the night during their worst time of their life. For you it's another shift, but for them, think about it. When was the last time you were in the hospital injured, sick, or a family member of yours was sick or injured? those are horrible moments in your life, and that's what I see on a day-to-day basis. So I'm constantly interacting with people when they're at their worst, at their lowest. So sometimes it's easy to bring it back home and be like, hey, I saw this today and I did this today, and maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that. I usually use the commute when I'm alone. I don't really listen to music after my call. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't do anything else. I just kind of drive in silence, process everything that went on throughout the night, and then by the time I get home, I feel like my family deserves it, where I just try to keep my mind as fresh as possible. My kids have no idea, my wife has no idea really how I spent the night, and I usually try to keep it that way, where they don't need to get involved too much, and I just kind of come back decompressed, take a little nap, and enjoy the rest of the post-call day. And also, when it comes to food, a lot of people, I usually ask my colleagues about what they like to do on their post-call day. A lot of them like to treat themselves on the post-call day. For me, it's the opposite. During my call, I'll eat terrible. Post-call day, I'll just try to act like it's a regular day and try to go back to my normal diet and routine. Before this crazy pandemic, I would go to the gym as well on post-call days. Now, I don't really go to the gym anymore. I kind of just, if I'm up for it, I'll work out at home. But basically, that's what happens on a typical post-call day, which is something that a lot of people don't get to see and don't get to experience, but that's basically how it goes. So let's drive home, and until next time.